Croeso I Bysgota Cymru. Welcome to Fishing in Wales.
So Wales has got many fantastic places for grayling fishing. Rivers from north to mid to south Wales. Some really good quality grayling experiences. And one of them has got to be the River Irfon. Probably one of the most productive grayling rivers in Wales with a good chance of specimen fish. Today we're fishing at a brand new beat on the Irfon. It's just been opened up through the fishing passport. It's called Melyn Kildy, and it's a mile of prime water on the upper Irfon, and as you can see, it's an absolutely stunning piece of river, just perfect for a day out chasing the grayling. So today I'm joined by Welsh Fly Fishing International Terry Bromwell and Tom Jehu, the Scaly Journal. We're going to try a bit of fly fishing and a bit of trotting. So we're just going to see which methods works best on the day, which one comes out on top basically. And of course, just to see what's in this stretch of river. It's a bit of an unknown. It simply hasn't been fished, so we're really excited to come here and give it a go just to see what we've got in this beautiful bit of river. Bad for the second cast.
So today I'll be using the French leader setup on a 10-foot 3-weight. I'm going to try 2 nymphs because I'm going to be targeting a little bit deeper water. But some water, if it's a little bit shallower, I'll go down to 1 nymph. I'll be using red tags and a natural pattern on the point, because I don't think the fish have seen many fly imitations, so I'm just going to try everything natural and something a little bit of colour. Grayling light colour, pink, purples. I've got it on a jig on a point and a curved grub pattern with a odd orange tail. If something starts hatching today, I'll go through the dry fly, probably be large dark olives. Other than that, I can cover a lot of water by searching with the clink and dink method. So you've got a dry fly and then you've got a little nymph underneath. You can cover a lot of water just flicking through the pools, and then you can either go, if you come into a really deep pool, like a big salmon pool that's like behind me, you can go into the bung setup. So you can put a sight indicator on, you can buy them, and you can put a team of 3 or 2 nymphs, and you can go down 6 feet. And you can control it and fish them deeper drop-offs where you may not see the takes with the French leader or the clink and dink. And sometimes that can be really productive in these deep pools. And later on, hopefully, we'll be able to show you some of that in action.
Nice fish.
So I've just landed my first grayling out of the Irfon on a caddish pattern, a 3mm bead, and check this birdie out. Look at this thing. Look at that. Perfect, absolutely beautiful grayling. Thymallus Thymallus. The smell is beautiful as well. Absolutely beautiful. At the moment now, I fished the tail of the pool. I picked up one grayling. There's a few salmon moving around in the pool, so you don't want to disturb them too much. So they've been down in the tail. So we come out of the tail and come up into the edge of the pool. So there's a seam running, and normally the graylings sit on these seams, and it is a little bit of gravel. You can see the colour change as the gravel gets lighter. So normally the grayling like to sit on the gravel. So I'm just passing the nymph through. I got a point and the caddis pattern I got on a dropper. So I'm just fishing, I'm casting up river. So the nymphs are dropping in deep, and as the fly is coming through, I'm lifting the leader and I'm feeling the nymph tapping on the bottom, and that's when you pick up the grayling. But as I work through this pool now, I'm going to leave the tail and go on to somewhere else to see if we can find more grayling. Well, I just bumped into something on the Irfon I really didn't expect. A 47 centimetre Irfon grayling. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Look at it. Look at the depth on it. Incredible. And he weighed in at £2 4 ounces. Huh? Can't beat that, can you? Look at it. Amazing water, amazing fish. And we're only an hour into fishing and we're at landing this. Made my day.
Well, I think it's fair to say that so far the lads have absolutely smashed it on the fly. Kerry had that beautiful little brown trout at the start of the session, and then Terry following on with a decent sized grayling, and then that absolute monster that we just saw. I'm not going to lie, seeing that big fish that Terry just had, it's made me feel a little bit jealous, and I can't wait to get myself in the river and have a go fishing myself. But as Kerry mentioned earlier on, I'm using a different tactic to the lads. I've gone for a coarse fishing method, which is known as trotting. And if you've never seen trotting before, it's a very, very simple tactic, one that pretty much anyone can do, even if you've never been fishing before. And it consists of using a stick float, and these things come in a variety of different shapes and sizes. A little small amount of shot to make that float sit in the water at the right level. And then a nice small hook with a little maggot on the end, which hopefully is going to tempt some of these grayling. And if I do everything right, I should be able to get my hands on a few, just like the boys have. Let's give it a go. So now that I'm here, stood in the river, ready to fish, there's one thing that you need to do before you actually start fishing, and that is to take a handful of maggots, and I have a load of maggots, 2 pints in fact, in this pouch on my waist here, and I'm just going to chuck in about 20 to start the swim off, and I'll leave those go down for about 15 seconds, and then follow again with another handful around about the same amount, and that should get any grayling which are in this pool to cluster up, find those maggots, and put them into a position within the drift I'm going to fish, and give me a chance of catching some. There's one thing as well that I will do, and because this is the first drift, I don't know how deep the pool is yet, although it does look a decent depth. What I can do is, with my float, I've got it sat on rubbers, so it's not actually attached to the main line, and I can slide that float further up or further down the main line to adjust the depth and make it suit the pool that I'm fishing. And that drift there went through very, very quickly. I was fishing just on the edge of the fast water there, so I'm going to add on around 6 inches onto the depth by sliding the float up, and hopefully that's going to be closer to the bottom and give me a better and slower drift this time.
Well, I've managed to go upriver and leave the boys to it below. I wanted to go up and check the rest of the beat out. and it seemed to me that every little drop off or pool seemed to hold a massive grayling. I've gone up and I've had a couple of 2s, £1.5. It's crazy. And I've gone up to the boundary, and there's some beautiful runs and ripples going through, and every little drop off and the edge of the pools seem to be big grayling. It's unbelievable. For 20 quid, you just can't beat it. I know the guys have had a couple, and it's just been an amazing day. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to coming back here again. It's brilliant. It's nice bit.
Well, I have to say, it's been a real struggle for me today. The guys have been fishing further up the beat than I have, and they've been having a load of fish between them and fished to some quite nice sizes, including that absolute giant that Terry had. And the average stamp they've been having is probably around £1, maybe a little bit bigger. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't getting pretty jealous. But I just phoned Kerry up, and he's just come down and grabbed the camera because, luckily for me, I popped into a pool which is way too deep for the guys to fish effectively with the fly. And I've slid the float up, well, really far up actually, around 12 foot. And yeah, I've managed to get myself some fish. I've got 2 lovely little grayling in the net. So let's put the rod down, take a look at them. These fish are extremely lively, but just going to show you very quickly that both of them together, if I can. There you go. And I'm going to put them back in the net for a sec because I don't want to lose them. But yeah, I have to say, the mobile approach today has really paid off. Although, as I've said, and I've been honest, I have really struggled. The guys have been covering lots and lots of water. On this beat, we've got, I think it's a mile or even over a mile of river. So when you come and you fish these kinds of stretches, why wouldn't you want to cover it all and give yourself the best chance of catching as many fish as possible? Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to get some photos done of these and slip them back. Well, I don't really know what to say. I've just had a couple more casts after releasing those 2 fish, and I have definitely got my best fish of the day in the net at the moment. This one's probably about £1.5, and what a fantastic fish. Big old male, absolutely gorgeous. This river seems to be full of specimens like this. Very, very impressive, and you don't find fishing like this very often. So yeah, we are very happy being here, taking advantage of it.
So we've had an absolutely fantastic day here in the heart of Wales, fishing this brand new beat on the River Irfon. And as Terry mentioned then, it's fantastic value for money. Over a mile of prime Grayling River for £20. Absolutely wonderful piece of water. So there are various places to fish in this area, as well as this beat on the fishing passport. There are 3 or 4 others in the area. There's a couple of stretches that are linked with angling hotels, such as Lakeside Hotel and the Coarse Inn. And there's also angling club water down at Bromwell with the Groy Park and Irfon Angling Club. So whether you're a fly angler or whether you're a coarse angler, there's something for you here on the River Irfon in the heart of mid Wales. It's a fantastic river, and as we've seen today, we've all caught some really splendid grayling, really good quality fish. and this is a quality you can expect in a Welsh river.
Discover fishing in Wales.